Welcome back, adventurers, once again to Let's Play ChäoS. And in the last episode, Takumi managed to find the childhood essay that he'd written so very long ago. And while he couldn't make heads or tails of the essay itself, he did find something peculiarly familiar on the reverse of the essay. A childhood scribble of a bizarre-looking spider. But on that, a formula that he himself had seen when Shogun first appeared, telling Takumi, showing Takumi rather, the photographs of the new gen incidents, including the staking of Professor Oa. Now, just give me a moment and I will check up on that formula. One moment. There we go. I've just pulled up my notes, and the formula is this. FUN to the power of 10 times INT to the power of 40 equals IR2. A very ominous looking formula, although not really sure what that equation signifies, although I doubt it signifies anything good. However, even Takumi cannot dismiss the link between himself, that formula, and Shogun. But on that subject, Yua Kusunoki has provided Ban and Momose with their own findings on Takumi Nishijo, and while they appeared to take them at face value, Ban slowly sort of drew Yua back down to earth by saying that as far as he was concerned and as far as the evidence concluded, Takumi Nichijo was not responsible for Owa's death, nor his staking in the third New Gen incident. A revelation that undoubtedly brought tears to Yua's eyes as she realized that, she pinned the wrong crime on him. However, things have taken a turn for the bizarre as Ban has finally explained the fact that he witnessed Senna Aoi wield a giant massive sword out from the depths of thin air in time and space, to which Yua revealed that she had actually managed to follow Takumi and Ayase to the subway tunnel, whereupon she witnessed Fez wielding her own sword, as well as the phenomena unwittingly brought about by Takumi himself, the second Ayase. Yeah. And of course, in true fashion, none of these three have any idea of what to make of these revelations. But they can't be chalked up to simple magic tricks or hallucinations.
とにかく一体どんな種があるのかわかんねえが、そんな手品みてえな真似ができる連中がこの渋谷には何人かいるらしい。
And unfortunately, rumors spread fast here in Shibuya.
それと岸本綾瀬も青井瀬名も西条匠と接触したことは確認済みだ。
So as far as Ban is concerned, Takumi has been, for the moment, cleared of being the new gen criminal. However, Takumi, Ayase, and Senna are all persons of interest to the investigation. Oh, by the way, unfortunately, Ban was kicked off the case due to not investigating the rather slim line of angling that his superiors wanted him to investigate. That's the price you pay as being a lowly assistant inspector, I suppose.
西条くん
And yet, Ban is following a long enough inquiry that might lead him to the truth much more than the official investigations.
あの少年の周囲では どうも現実離れしたことばかりが起きてるような気がする。
That they do. As Barnes spoke, he suddenly recalled what he himself had said during his phone call with Sua.
怪獣か魔法使いで済ませられるならよっぽどいいけどな。
Of course, none of these three are familiar with the term gigolomaniacs. His mutter didn't reach the other two, which is probably for the best. Mimose, disliking the oppressive atmosphere, zipped some tea her subordinate has carried over and took a breath. Next, she crafted a smile and made an attempt to change the subject by force.
ところで岩ちゃん、そのカバンにぶら下がってるカエル、最近流行ってるんでしょ？
Yeah, not really sure why Gero-Froggy has been such a fad in Shibuya lately, but it's pretty much been everywhere. And for some really bizarre reason, the architect of the Nozomi group, Genishi Narose, apparently had one as well, although he threw his in the trash.
あ、はい。
You let out a relieved breath, wearing a face that said this had saved her, though not for very long if she ever encounters Takumi again.
なんて言うんだっけ？
ゲロカエルンです。
いろいろ種類が出てるんじゃなかった？ 10 種類ぐらい。
Indeed. And in fact, Nanami Nishijo has collected all of them,
はい。
and probably you as well.
私は
Maybe.
友達からもらっただけなので、詳しくは知らないんですけど。
Then again, maybe not.
なんだってこんな手抜き商品が流行るんだろうな。見た目だって俺の方がずっと可愛いぞ。
I would actually say that you're on par with Gero-Froggy on that front.
バンちゃん、寝言は寝てから言いなさい。
冗談だって。
Alas, his wounded pride.
私も実はどうして流行っているのかよくわからないんです。
So no one seems to know why Gero-Froggy is suddenly becoming all the rage. But it's not like they've been marketed everywhere. You don't see advertising or anything, just people having the frogs. So maybe it's just an underground fashion trend.
あら、結構可愛いと思うけどね。
ももちゃんの見る目も衰えたな。
This time, Barn with the quick retort.
世論は私の方が正しいって証明してるじゃない。バンちゃんも買いに行った方がいいわよ。
一体どこへ行けば買えるものなんだ？
ゲロカエルンの専門ショップがあちこちにあって。
専門ショップだ？
Curious.
そこで金曜日に行列に並べば買えると思います。
Why a Friday of all days?
金曜日。
毎週金曜日に新しいデザインのものが発売になるんです。好きな子はコンプリートとか言って全部集めてるみたいで。
Now I know trends come and go pretty much every blue moon, but this is going a bit far. You was in the middle of talking. Barnes stroked his unshaven chin as he put his head together with Mimose.
金曜か。流行るとは思えないものが流行ってて。
Well, people have tried certain things that work and tried things that haven't worked, and it seems that Gero-Froggy seems to stick with some people, apparently.
G レートは毎週末に上昇する。
Ah, but Barnes seems to think there is some sort of link between the G rate and the Gero-Froggy sales. Bit of a tenuous link if you ask me, but probably worth checking into.
まさかバンちゃん。
But Momose seems to be thinking along the same lines, however.
当たってみる価値はあるかもな。
The proverbial shot in the dark, it seems. So how Gero-Froggy is related to the G rates is yet to be established, if at all. Or maybe it could just be a local trend. And apparently Takumi's been dragged to the hospital. When I showed my face at school on Friday, Mizumi-kun suddenly invited me to go pay Ayase a visit in the hospital. Because of course he did. He caught me by surprise as it hadn't so much as occurred to me. Before I could reply, Rimi inexplicably said I want to come too, so I was compelled to go along with the flow and come to the hospital with them. For the record, I'm definitely not a cold person, and in all fairness, Takumi probably wanted to leave Ayase to recuperate on her own, understanding that more people visiting her would not help her in the slightest. It's just that I thought it wasn't the time or place for me to act considerate of others, not with Shogun menacing me. I don't want to die. After going in through the front entrance and reaching the lobby, Mizumi looked around as if he were at a total loss.
どうしたの？
いや、岸本の病室ってどこなんだろうなって思ってよ。
No clue, huh? Had he come all this way without knowing? If so, it'd be too exasperating for words. Daisuke Mizumi, ladies and gentlemen.
ここは外来棟だよ。病棟は隣。
So we went to the wrong part of the hospital. Good job, Daisuke.
そうなのか。
大ちしっかりしてよ。
Even Rimi is upset with you, Daisuke. That's pretty embarrassing. Tokyo's AH General Hospital. It was a hospital I'd attended in the past, and I'd been back shortly before this. As a result, I was fairly familiar with what could be found where. Unable to help remembering Dr. Takashina, I uttered a silent groan. Well, we'll just have to get through this. Mizumi-kun turned back toward me as he started walking towards the hospital building.
で、病棟の何号室だと思う？
Don't think you could tell you off the top of his head.
そんなのわかんないよ。
This was a general hospital, so it had a lot of different departments. If I were to think about it...
多分外科じゃないかな。でももしかすると精神科かも。
In other words, Takumi doesn't have a clue. Ayase hadn't appeared to have taken on many external injuries when she fell, and because planning to do suicide by jumping off must have meant she'd been driven to the brink psychologically, it would make plenty of sense for her to be in the psych ward. Also, this sentence is partially grammatically incorrect. And it bugs the hell out of me. For some reason, even I've been brought to a room in a psychiatric department after the commotion at Oakfront. That is odd.
タクって物知りだな。
That's not really that much.
常識でしょ、常識。ね、タク。
Right on the money there, Rimi. I don't think it's quite common sense. I wouldn't have known either without the experience of having gone back and forth from this hospital countless times. Rimi halted as we were about to enter the hospital building.
私、お手洗い行ってくる。先に行ってて。
Odd timing. she said, then waved a hand at us and rushed on back toward the outpatient clinic. Azumi-kun and I thought it would be a bother to the other patients if we all walked all around the hospital interior, so we ended up asking at the nurses' station. As predicted, they told us her room was on the floor for psychiatric patients. Whether or not Ayase is available for visitors is another matter entirely. Only one way to find out. It was an individual room, about 19 square meters large. And the sight of Ayase's D-sword leaning against the window there has sent Takumi's pulse skyrocketing yet again. Yeah. Well, this time I'm not going to call out what's going on. You'll have to see it for yourselves, adventurers. Which one I picked. When we entered, there was a bathroom included on the right-hand side and a bed at the very back. The light of the setting sun shone through the window beyond it. The crucial ingredient, Ayase herself, wasn't on the bed. Judging by how the sheets were mussed, she must have been there recently, but she isn't here now.
どこ行ったんだ?
さあ。
She is somewhere, though. The window was open. White curtains fluttered in the wind. I idly approached the window. It's not like I meant to look at anything, nor had I thought of closing the window. It was truly something I'd done for no particular reason. I stood by the windowsill, and when I made as if to look up to the sky, a shadow flitted across. Something fell silently from straight above. For a second, my eyes met hers. Oh dear. The shadow soon vanished. The sound of a violent impact reverberated from directly below.
なんだ?
I sank down in place. My body started shaking. I realized what it was that had just fallen. Ayase Kishimoto. Oh dear. She plummeted from above and crashed. If I looked down from the window, she would surely be there, covered in blood, fallen, her brain fluid spraying across the ground. My eyes had met hers the second before she died. I was the last person she'd seen in her life. The last one to see Ayase alive was me. I could moan. The scream surged from my mouth, unobstructed. I cradled my head. Of course that didn't happen.
見ろよタク、変な本があるぞ。
Yeah, as you were able to surmise, I picked the negative delusion, the red one. And Daisuke's busy here looking through Ayase's things, and apparently he's found a book of some kind. It could either be a general report on Ayase's personal hospital health, which would be very careless for the hospital staff to leave lying around in a room such as this. Could be a diary of Ayase's, personally handwritten. Could be a memorabilia book of Phantasm, or it could either be a Wiccan spellbook or a encyclopedia on the medieval legends of D-swords and the evil king Glacial. Could be anything. But that is going to have to wait until the next episode of Let's Play Chaos Head. So when we return, adventurers, We shall see what is inside the quote-unquote weird book, as Daisuke so tactlessly put it. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.